So once I've logged into transaction plan, I'm just going to click on this reports button. And as soon as it loads, I'm going to go to the agent tab. And then I'm just going to click on agent basic info. This is one that you may use a lot, so you can also drop and drag it over to these favorites over here, and it just kind of eliminates this extra step. I'm going to go ahead and click into this. And the date type is, I typically do all dates. This is going to cover all agents. The predefined is going to be all. I'll just put your dates in, autofill your dates there. And then I'm going to go down to company and office. And with transaction plan, it only allows you to see information that you have security access to. So these aren't necessarily something you need to do, but it just keeps the report cleaned up a little bit. What's going to happen if you choose these as all is you're going to see the companies and offices, but you won't see any data in them. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to select my offices. I guess I'll run for Glen Arbor. And that's just going to eliminate some of that extra wording around what I'm trying to get. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to do my active agents. If you do terminated, you may just get a few extra. I want to do active only because I have a way of communicating with these agents. If there's somebody that's left the company, we may not have their personal email. So I'm just going to focus on the active ones for now. And then you can see my little slide bar here. It's not letting me. So. And it's not allowing me to pick. So I guess I'll just run it. Although there is 2 tabs I had to pick to get the address on there. So we're just going to take a look real quick. And then to expand the reports, you always just click the plus button. So now you can see here, I have my agents, their commission plan, and some of the stuff, but it's not showing their address. So when reports happen like this, we're just going to close out of here because I can run the same report through Darwin. And you should all have access to do that as well. If you just click reports, and we're going to run the same report. I'm not sure why, for some reason, it's not allowing me to do that now, but the same thing, you're just going to click agent, and then it's still this agent basic info. The same thing, we still do all dates. We're going to do all. I am going to pick my company and my office. So, Ann Arbor. And then I'm just going to do my active agents. Be careful when you click through these. A lot of times trying to scroll down the page, you'll see that these drop downs actually do scroll. I've made a few errors with those. So just something to keep in mind. I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to grab the bar and drag it down. Now running it through Darwin, it does allow you to pick a lot of information, but just to keep the report simple at this point, I'm going to just uncheck some of this stuff. Just because right now I really just kind of want, I can leave office. I just kind of want the agent name and their address. So I check the line 1 and the address line 2. That will give me the full address. You can keep the agent, but at this point I don't need their business number or email or mobile, unless it's something you want to go above and beyond and just kind of double check and see if that information's in there. I don't need any of this info for now, so I'm going to uncheck that. And then you can see it's going to group by company and then office. So now I'm just going to hit preview. And since I'm running this in Darwin, I can't export stuff from here into an Excel sheet. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to double check, make sure my info is there. And now you can see you have their mailing addresses. Is Julie on this call? Harry, do you remember what Julie said about PO boxes and office addresses or their mailing address? I believe it was PO Box is fine, but we want to inhibit agents from using the office address for their mailing of this information. If you have agents that you know of that use the office, just reach out to Julie. She has she knows what is required for their specific address. So in order for me to get this information now out of Darwin, you can use this send email, and I'm just going to put in my own. You can put a subject line if you're sending it to somebody else, and I'm just going to send it. So now we did do an extra step, but now I should have this in my email, which I can then export from the link. And of course, it's not going to let me in my email. I don't know if anybody else gets this. You do not have access to Gmail error, but I sometimes have to close out and back in. Let's try one more time. We're just full of surprises today. All right, so now you can see my email here. So I'm just going to click into this email. This is what the reports look like. And then you can view the report through here. From here, it basically takes me to transaction plan from which I can then export to. Again, I'm just going to expand, make sure my info is there, and then I can save it to Excel from here. Now I can have this on like a working spreadsheet. I can check stuff off to update. It's just a way to double check. If you do need to update any addresses, you're going to do that right on the People tab. And it's very simple. It's just in their thing. You're going to search the agent name. Keep in mind it is their legal name. And we can filter by agent. So this is our manager of the Suttons Bay office, and you can see their address is here. One thing, you just have to double click it to open it or see the little hand changes. One thing you do want to make sure that it is a mailing. We don't want physical or residential. It does have to be their mailing address. And then PO boxes, you can put those all in the street name, and that's okay. And then their city, state, and zip. Country, we don't typically use, but it may ask you to put something in there in order to submit. But at this point, this is good. I have mailing, I have a PO box, and my city, state, and zip. If you do need to update it, you can just update and then save. Any questions so far? It's pretty simple. You can run the report. It should be working in transaction plan. I'm not sure what was going on there, but I ran it not too long ago and I got the information. But if that doesn't work, you can always run reports through Darwin. It's kind of a workaround. You just have to do one extra step and email it to yourself and then export it. But other than that, you can kind of pick which information you want on your report. That's really all I have for now. Any other questions on reports or information or where to find it? Any questions on dashboard cleanup? If not, that's really all I have for now. Unless you have anything to add, Carrie. I think we're good. All right. Well, everybody have, it's going to be what, a couple of weeks. So have great holidays with your families and some great time off.
Jessica?
Yeah.
I think somebody had a question in the chat box.
Oh, okay. 1 second. Oh,
Michelle Hayes said she have a question unrelated.
I was not looking at the chat.
It's okay.
What's, yeah, any questions is fine.
I'm
Okay,
not sure
so
if she has mic too.
You can use the PO box, but not the office. Okay. Okay, you figured it out. Well, if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out. We can always jump in a hangout or, you know, an email or anything like that. Other than that, Everyone have a great rest of your afternoon.
Thanks. Thanks, Jessica. Bye.